Welcome to Craig's Grill. I'm Craig for Craig's Grill Seasoning. Today we're going to cook pork ribs. There are many ways you can cook pork ribs. You can cook them in the grill, on the grill, you can cook them in the oven, you can cook them on a smoker, but today we're going to show you how I cook pork ribs. I cook them in the oven first, then I put them on the grill and finish them off there, and we'll show you how that's done. And to prepare the ribs for cooking, of course, we're going to preheat the oven at 275 degrees, and we're going to cook it for 2 hours. If you go any longer than that, and you'll wind up where it'll be falling off the bone so bad that you'll tear it apart even trying to turn it. And then don't forget to, on the back of the ribs, there's a membrane. You just take a paring knife, just kind of scrape it, get it started, and get a paper towel so it doesn't slip, and just peel that membrane off, and it'll expose the meat, because that's what you want to season and let it soak in as you're cooking. And we're going to season our ribs now, and don't worry about putting too much seasoning. You can just liberally add the seasoning to this. And if you'll notice, I got it on some tin foil right now. That's what we're going to wrap it up in, is heavy duty tin foil. That way it's big enough to make sure that you don't have to double wrap or anything like that. It's wide enough and you can tear off long enough to make sure that you have enough tin foil to get it all. And heavy duty, it doesn't tear quite as easy. And also, we've got it on top of the cookie sheet. This is making sure that if the tin foil does tear, you're not going to wind up having a mess in your oven and having to clean it up. That's never fun when you have to do that, of course. Regardless if you got a self-cleaning oven or not, it's not going to matter. And don't forget to go to craigsgrill.com. That's where you'll find products that I have for the ribs like this. I got Craig's Grill Seasoning for barbecue pork. I have also original that's good for steak, hamburger, and chicken. I have seafood as well, and that is good just on about any type of seafood that you want to try. I've had people tell me that they put it on some scallops. I've had people just about anything. We've cooked salmon with it, we've cooked tuna, shrimp, flounder, just about anything. Alright, we have seasoned this up pretty good, and this is going to soak in there as it cooks. And like I say, when we're all said and done, this bad boy is going to be fall off the bone, tender, and it's going to be delicious. If you notice, I've got the back side of the ribs down, the meaty side is up. And we're going to wrap this pig up just good and tight like that right there. Throw the ends in, and voila. Alright, the oven has been preheated to 275, so we're going to go ahead and place that in there. We're going to set our oven for 2 hours and sit back and just do errands, whatever you need to do. And one thing I want to mention, all this stuff can be done and beforehand. You want to make sure that you have your ribs out to warm up to room temperature and get everything prepped before you get started. And the thing about it is too, you notice the ribs that we used are the smaller slab of ribs. You can get some ribs that are huge. We just prefer the size that you just saw that we used. They're not real big, and they always turned out, like I say, just so tender. And when we finish them off on the grill, you'll see when we do that a little bit later that it's just absolutely delicious, and it's a great way to cook ribs, and they're always tender and always good. You can't miss it. It's been 2 hours, so it's time to take out our ribs and see what we got here. Locked up my glasses real good. Okay, there you have it. As you can see, there you have the ribs. Now we're going to take them up, put them in the cookie sheet, then we'll take them outside and put them on the grill, and we'll put some barbecue sauce on it and caramelize the barbecue sauce and we'll have a great barbecue pork ribs. All right, our ribs are ready to be put on the grill. Last time I did this, I got the ribs so tender that they fell apart. So we only cooked them for 2 hours this time in the oven, so that makes it where they're not quite that tender. But what we're going to do now is put on some barbecue sauce. You can use your favorite barbecue sauce, and we want to get it all lathered up good. And then we're just going to close the lid and let it cook for maybe 5 minutes or so on each side, and so that the barbecue sauce will caramelize. Oh, this is going to be great. It's already got charcoal lines on it already. Grill lines. Real great lines. Don't forget to go to craigsgrill.com, and like I said earlier, I got products on there that you can purchase and grill your meats at home the way that I'm doing it here. But also I got some great recipes that we have that you can see how we've cooked the ribs and how we've cooked other dishes for seafood, and also using the original steaks and such as that, and get some ideas how you may want to cook your meats. We're going to close the lid now and let it cook for about 5 minutes on each side, get that barbecue sauce good and caramelized, and we will have some perfect grilled pork ribs. Thank you. Doesn't that look good? Oh yes. We're going to now turn this over. Get underneath it there. There we go. And we're going to close it again, cook it for another 5 minutes. It's time now to take them up. And we're going to be careful here. Yep, it's wanting to... Oh my goodness, does that not look good or what? Alright, there you have it. We have our barbecue pork ribs. We have cooked it in the oven at 275 for 2 hours. It was seasoned with Craig's Grill Seasoning barbecue pork. When we put it on the grill, we put barbecue sauce on it and cooked it 5 minutes on each side on a high temperature, just enough to caramelize that barbecue sauce. And you can see how it is caramelized very well on those ribs. Now we're going to turn it over and cut it. And we'll see how tender it is. Oh yeah. As you can see, it no problem at all. And these will actually come off the bone when you're eating it. You know how it is when you eat some ribs and the meat's tough and the meat kind of sticks to the bone and you have to kind of pinch it with your teeth and tug at it. Well, you're not going to have to tug on this. There you have it. Alright, we got them cut. Now you can see that we have our ribs that are perfectly caramelized, and you got our barbecue sauce, and it's just excellent. It's been cooked on the grill. It's going to have a little bit of a smoky flavor. Well, the seasoning itself, it's got a little hickory smoke flavor to it itself, and it's perfectly tender, done. Can't ask for any better. See, it just comes right off the bone. Can't ask for any better than that. Perfect. That is so good. And you can do it too. It's so simple. Just follow the instructions there on this video, and you can do it at home. Very simple. Savor the flavor, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.